Oh my gosh, dude, we are talking about them again. The Liam and Markus Ruck hype trains are officially chugging at full speed for NHL Draft fans. Because out of the Medicine Hat Tigers in the WHL lie two Osoyoos BC boys who have just taken over the CHL. They're draft eligible. They're both projected to being maybe top-ish round prospects. But today we are diving into the crazy story of Markus and Liam Ruck, two guys who have been documented as Vancouver Canucks fans and where their seasons have taken them. We don't usually do the double dip, but hey, we gotta do it. There are two twins. We've made 2 videos about them so far. This is going to be a riot because Markus Ruck and Liam Ruck have just wrapped up their seasons in the WHL as the top 2 guys in the league in points. They were born February 21st, 2008. They just turned 18, and they are draft eligible this season. The interesting thing is, you take a look at it, yes, Markus Ruck led the WHL in points with 108. Liam Ruck, second overall with 104. These guys not only led the dub in overall points, but they also led the OHL and the QMJHL in points. That's right, these two twins, draft-eligible Medicine Hat Tiger forwards, led the entire Canadian Hockey League in points. Now, it should be noted, just need to get this out there when it comes to the O, the Q, and the dub. The CHL as a whole is a little bit weaker this year. And the reason for that has to do with the NCAA rules and the fact that many of the more talented CHL players decided to take their talent over to the collegiate scene. That's something that has never been done before. It's a new change in the way hockey is scouted and evaluated. It's why we spoke about how Gavin McKenna's NCAA numbers are actually amazing, because the NCAA is harder this year. You've got top CHL guys going over to college for the first time ever, which makes it more difficult for a guy like McKenna who's a first year. Subsequently, you can say the opposite effect is reigning true in the CHL because guys like Caden Lindstrom have ended up leaving, and you have other guys that ended up totally just abandoning ship here. I mean, speaking about the Medicine Hat Tigers, take a look at the guy who was the #1 point producer for Medicine Hat last year. It was none other than that Gavin McKenna. So, obviously, the Ruck twins are following up in some very big footsteps for Medicine Hat prosperity. But Markus Ruck and Liam Ruck ended up leading the WHL in points this season, and their scouting reports, I guess they're going to have to change at some point. Markus, the guy who ended up leading the entire league, is ranked a consolidated ranking 62nd overall. His highest ranking reported right now is 29th by Craig Button. Meanwhile, Liam Ruck is ranked a consolidated 35th overall. He has more first-round rankings by most of these scouting outlets, including 22nd by Craig Button, 27th by Elite Prospects, 25th by Sam Constantino, and 24th by Jason Bukala. This probably is going to rise as the course of the season goes on. I mean, I say season, it's not like the season's already over. Wait a minute, cough, cough, it already is. But Markus Ruck is literally the top CHL point scorer as a draft eligible. What more do you want? Let's go out there into the WHL and take a look at all-time seasons for guys under the age of 19. So essentially, draft-eligible dudes. Excuse me, not 19. We should change that to 18. They started out the year as 17-year-olds, excuse me. Let's exclude all the guys from the 80s. Let's just go from 2000, for example, all the way to now. Gavin McKenna, obviously, was crazy good last year. But then you take a look at the two Ruck twins. I mean, Markus Ruck went out there and outproduced Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. He also outproduced Nolan Patrick, Ben Kindel, Zach Benson, and Evander Kane, which is a pretty good one over there too. Liam and Markus Ruck put themselves in the top 10 of 17-year-old seasons from 2000 up until today. Again, it's a different CHL environment, if a lot of these top dudes did not end up going to the NCAA, then maybe things would have been different. But for now, these are the numbers. They ended up pretty much putting themselves in the same point production territory as Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. If you sort by points per game, sure, there are other guys who had a lot more points and way fewer games played, but Marcus Ruck and Liam Ruck are still right in there, in the midst of the Nugent-Hopkins, Evander Kane territory of production. Let's go out there and look at what Play Now said on Twitter. They're BC boys from Osoyoos, CHL scoring leaders, twin telepathy, and they grew up Canucks fans. Do you want the Canucks to select the Ruck twins at the NHL draft? Now, obviously, these guys growing up, they ended up admitting that they had Vancouver Canucks colors on their wall and everything, and it's all so fitting for this year's narrative surrounding the Canucks. The idea that Vancouver needs to be getting more Canadian dudes. Not because it's an absolute requirement, but because, look at the team. You look at the guys that have been carrying the Vancouver Canucks the past few years. How many of these guys are good old Canadian kids? Ever since Bo Horvat got moved off, it was Quinn Hughes, American. Brock Besser, American. Thatcher Demko, American. Connor Garland, American. JT Miller, American. And then you got Petey, Kuzmenko, you could say. A lot of American dudes and Swedish dudes and not too many Canadians. So obviously getting some Canadian blood into the mix would be nice for a Canadian franchise. I'm not saying that it's a necessity, but it would be nice to have. With this narrative that Vancouver could be getting more Canadian dudes, it's like, hey, the guy at the top of the draft is Gavin McKenna, Canucks fan. Liam Ruck, Marcus Ruck, Osoyoos guys that are twinning it up in the WHL. I'm not saying that they're going to be the next Sedin twins or whatever, but still, there is a really nice narrative to have here. This, of course, is all responding to the Adam Kierszenblat tweet, which essentially talks about how they ended up finishing off the year as the CHL's top point producers. The fact that both of these guys also ended up playing with Gavin McKenna last year is so funny to me. Like, you could realistically do some sort of a reunion if Vancouver plays their cards right and gets themselves multiple picks, let's say in the top 40 of the NHL draft. Gavin McKenna with Liam Ruck and Marcus Ruck, just looking at the potential of what that could look like based off of these numbers right here. I don't have it in front of me right now, but I would imagine the NHL equivalency scores for Marcus Ruck and Liam Ruck are off the charts, especially when you consider the fact that they're literally in the same point production territory as guys who ended up having great careers in the NHL. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins was a former 100-point scorer. Evander Kane was a top pick back in the day. Marcus Ruck and Liam Ruck are in that same point production territory. This is what Brady went out there and said on Twitter. These guys are surging at the draft boards, so it seems unlikely, but it would be a great story if the Canucks added some homegrown talent out of Osoyoos. Skating can be worked on, but they have the talent and the IQ to do special things together as a center-left wing twin combo. And then have Gavin McKenna on the right wing, or even Stenberg, I don't know. Get the best of both worlds, get a Swede and two Osoyoos dudes. With that said, though, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the Marcus and Liam Ruck hype trains that have started to really get their engines blowing? These guys are going to be amazing, it seems, heading into the next few years, even if it's not immediate NHL success. As long as they're able to build upon what is a very, very open WHL environment for their production, I'd be very interested in taking a flyer and seeing what these guys are capable of at the NHL level. The AHL rule for 19-year-olds, you're only allowed to get one in, right? And both of these guys, there's two of them. You can't really say you're going to do one without the other. It doesn't really make sense to do that. But with that said, Liam Ruck, Marcus Ruck, we'll see whether or not they go in the first round or not, if Vancouver could maybe go out there and get one of them. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section as to whether or not that's a possibility. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on, and bye.